We find that our visitors to the old Museum of Transport absolutely loved going to the cinema in the old Kelvin Street. But in the new Riverside Museum, what is going to be absolutely superb is that through our amazing objects, we can actually tell the story of just how phenomenally popular cinema was in the 1930s and 40s. Glaswegians would go to the cinema as few times as twice a week, but it could be every day. There were over 130 cinemas. They all had to offer something slightly different because they were all obviously in great competition with one another. So many people in Glasgow were living in cramped conditions, and Glasgow was a grimy and industrial city that when you went to the cinema, you were entering a fantasy land of hygienic, clean opulence. These were palaces where they all had a unique fragrance, thanks to the Chromosol air freshener, which we'll have on display. Chromosol was a Glasgow company, and they would provide these manual air pumps that the ushers or the doorman would go around scooshing through the audience, and sometimes it was a really pleasant fragrance, and some of the other cinemas that were maybe slightly more down at heel, it wouldn't be quite so nice, and it would maybe be not such a pleasant disinfectant smell. So in the new Riverside Museum display, we're going to see a huge range of different objects, each of which is going to hint at the different kinds of experiences that people would have had in the many different cinemas in Glasgow. The stained glass has come from the Mayfair Cinema, which was a cinema in Battlefield built in the 30s. And the stained glass is this wonderful, really intricate, detailed design, just the signage saying the Mayfair, but it's got all these wonderful colours and these bejeweled details. The cinema experience didn't seem to end with the end of the film, with the cliffhanger of the children's matinee, and you'd find that people were really so keen on just being able to step into that realm of Hollywood glamour and freedom and escapism, and they would do it through collecting cigarette cards which had all the different Hollywood stars' portraits on them. So we're going to have this terrific display of a whole set of these tobacco cards with the portraits of Harold Lloyd and then photographic portraits of the likes of Mary Pickford. This was a taste of glitz and glamour, a ticket from the everyday.